Hello, my fellow presenters. Okay, in this video, I am going to give you a tour of my tiny studio that I've lived in for just over 3 years. And yes, I'm leaving. I'm moving on to a new chapter, and I will be telling you more about that. But you're going to have a detailed tour. You're going to see a before and after of a deep clean because there's going to be an end of tenancy procedure that most people will have when they're renting somewhere. So I had it already cleaned. When you do see the initial tour, yes, parts of it are really dirty just because I've had to get so much stuff out, and those last couple of weeks were so chaotic trying to sort all my things out, what I was going to clear out. And particularly what you've got to bear in mind, because I was living in such a small space and having all my stuff there, moving things around, then you're like, okay, that box has moved, all that dirt, kind of got to get rid of all of that. So don't judge, please. But yes, you're going to really get an insight into how I've lived for 3 years and the kind of little things that I would do to make it work. So enjoy, and here are your tours. Oh, and I will see you back here after you've had the tours. So yeah, I'll be back here at the end of the video. So this is where I've lived for 3 years. You can see it's all really compact, all in one room. I'm going to give you a tour of it. So as you walk in, you've got a really thin pantry here that goes right the way up to the wall. It's really cleverly designed, and there's so much that I was able to store here. It's all about to get a much needed deep clean as I managed to get all my stuff out for the end of tenancy. And this is one of the few studios I saw that had a full fitted oven with hobs on top, and not just one hob, or 2 hobs, but 4 hobs. And even if you just look at how small the kettle is, it's designed to be small, just to really make use of space. This I used as my kind of drainer, so I could have a counter space to make little bits. And this is the freezer. Well, there's a freezer compartment, so that's like a small drawer. This is where the water heater was. This was great because I've seen so many studios where you don't get your own washing machine, and actually it's becoming even more problematic in parts of London having access to a laundrette. I mean, the local one here burned down, so you'd have to travel further. And yeah, so this is great, good use of height. I would have the microwave up here, which was really good, and I could store extra bottles and bits at the top as well, so that's really good. Let's show you the bathroom first. Yeah, some door hooks there, which is really great. I bought these over, and I'm going to leave those there. So this is the bathroom. It's really compact as you walk in. So when I have a shower, I would have to put these curtains around and shower in this confined space, and sometimes water would drip at the bottom, so I'd have to be really careful and about how I would shower, would be really strategic with it. So I'm looking forward to moving to a place that's got a bath and have that space. Also, what I really appreciated was the fact that I had one of these to heat up my towels. Good efficient use of space. It's really thin. My new place doesn't currently have that. And yes, so loo here, really compact, really tiny. Even the toilet brush is compact and small. Good the fact that we had a cupboard for more storage, plus more under storage here, so everything's got really good use of space. These rails, glass unit there, really making use of height. Compact little window there, although you don't see anything. There's very limited light, unfortunately, in this flat. And yeah, that's the bathroom. So there you go. Right, let's show you guys the lounge. So really good use of spotlights, really brings a lot of light in. So when I would do self-tapes and videos, I would often bring this flap up here and speak to you there, and I'd have the lighting on. I mean, it was really good lighting. And this is the pull down bed. Initially I thought, oh, this is a very difficult way to live. I wouldn't say difficult, but just really uncomfortable, because obviously there's a lot worse. But actually I really got used to it, because what I would do is, this sofa used to be a sofa bed, and this sofa bed used to be up at the end here. But actually I would take one of these off, and I would put the bed down and have this as my headboard, and it was really easy, and it just became something that I would do, feel comfortable. I didn't have a TV, was really trying to keep my expenses low, didn't need it. There was a projector thing there, or there is a projector thing there. I didn't use that, I just used my laptop. And I would put this bed down. So let's put the bed down now. Okay, and this is with the bed down. So you can see here, it still just about fits with the sofa. Without the blanket, it's hard to keep down, but you would just basically use this clip round the blanket, and that kind of keeps it down. And also you would use that to keep that buckle to keep the kind of blanket somewhat intact with the duvet. It's not ideal, it does scrunch a bit, but that's basically the idea. They are quite clever, these beds. Right, so these are the windows. So really limited light actually coming in through the windows, because all you see is bricks here, and there's not much space between this and the next window. But what I did really appreciate was that these were big windows. It would be so cold in here because this is all gas. Sorry, it's not all gas, it's all electric rather. So you've got an electric heater here, and the grade listing of this flat was a low E. It would get so cold here in winter. I'd have a heater on top here that I'd have to blast as I'd come back from working one of my evening gigs, and I'd just sort of have to keep my coat on for like a good half hour before I could sort of really get comfortable. It's not really something that you can time here. I'd have this eco heater on, which in the winter doesn't really go very far, so you'd put that on and really sort of blast air from here, and then once you're in bed, really just sort of wrap up warm. Getting out of bed on a really cold day is not fun. It was not fun at the best of times, but even so, I'd often leave this on overnight, just this eco one, just so that when I get up, it's still, somewhat warm, because you've got to live your life. And I used these airers to be able to dry my clothes, because otherwise having to walk for ages to a laundrette just to dry the clothes would just be a lot. It's just a lot of time walking there backwards and forwards and sitting there, because one's not really kind of close. It would be a sort of about 25-minute walk, and it doesn't really sync with buses and so forth. It doesn't make it that much quicker. Where it would get difficult would be the bed sheets, and what I would do there is I would dry those on these rails here, the bed sheets and the duvet, and that's how I would get sort of more hanging space. But yeah, I also really appreciated just this, how bespoke this storage is. So you've got good use of space on here. I'd put memorabilia pictures here, and you've just got really good space here, really nicely designed. Because also other studios I saw, they would just have really kind of bog standard fitted wardrobes, but this is so well done, because look how thin it is, and look how it goes so high up to the wall. And that little space there, I was able to put like a little suitcase, and same on this side. And there's actually so much storage you can get in here. There's, this basket was great. You can put your socks, underwear. You can hang a lot here. It's the same format in the other one. Lots of drawer space, so that was really good in helping me live in this compact space. This was really important, because where I sleep next to me, I would have that to here with an extension lead, and have all these plugs to charge my phone charger, my smartwatch, my Pokemon watch, I said that, and other stuff that I would need. My mind's gone blank. Oh yeah, one for my laptop, one for my earpods. So just having all that charged. You can see the view of the kitchen here. So this is the studio, really good use of space. It's a very thin room, but all cleverly designed. So this is compact living in London, and it's coming to an end for me. Okay, so here is the flat after a deep clean. This was the best we could do on the pantry, but this I was really happy with. Look at that sink, clear oven, and look how clean this oven is because residue builds up. Really good job on the oven. And here, really clean fridge, really impressed with this. The freezer, really well done. It was really hard to get a lot out of the sink. These were kind of cheap curtains I used that they gave me, but I've had that soaking. And this is the sink, toilet, everything. The room. Look at all this space where I lived. Well, yeah, I say all this space, I was living in a compact space. And yeah, ready for my new chapter. Here we go. Okay, so that's where I was living for over 3 years. Mind the noise in the background. Noisy street that I'm currently living on, and I will be telling you more about that. So yeah, you noticed a lot of the tricks that I used to how I lived there. You know, the hooks on the doors to store more things, really bespoke, using those bespoke cupboards and wardrobes to store things, and all the shelves, even just that pantry, despite it being really thin, the way it goes right the way up, so I would store like loads of bottles for like soda waters and so forth, just so that I was well stocked up on everything to help manage my living costs and not just kind of succumbing to going to the convenience shops where you will be charged more. So that's sort of how I made that space work, because I was still paying a lot to live there. I left at the rate of $9.50. The rate had gone up to $1,100. And are you ready for it? This is what the flat was let out for when I left. It was let out for £1,400. So I would have been able to keep it at 1,100, having initially paid $800 in my first year, $950 from my second year, which I paid for 2 years. Now it's gone up to $1,400 on the private market. I mean, London is brutal like that. So there you go. Would it be worth it for you? It depends on your lifestyle as well. For me, I host my quizzes in the evening, and I wanted somewhere that was accessible to go back. I try to make use of public spaces. I have the prep membership, the gym, but then also I'm working a lot from home as well. So that's really helpful. And obviously I'm freelancing all over the city. So I wanted somewhere with good transport connections. And so, yeah, I ended up living there. And moving is such a faff. Trying to move everything over, it's such a process. So I'm glad now I'm sorted in a new place, and I have to say, you can see this is my lounge. So having a separate lounge space and being able to speak to you, I feel that I'm in a better space now to really kickstart this channel and to do other things. So I will be doing a deep dive into my new living costs and my new living situation as well. But yeah, really take note of those tips of when you're living in a small space. Even just the wall areas were really useful to put on the windows, because I didn't really have the floor space to put areas up unless I had the bed up, and it would take a day to dry the clothes at least. So, you know, it all takes time, and it's all a process of working out how you're going to live. I had the luxury of being able to store some things back at home. My home's not far where I grew up in Essex, as in my mother's house. So that I needed to use that at times. Sometimes certain things I wouldn't wear again for the winter, like winter coats, I'd put that back just to help with the storage. But yeah, I think it definitely lends itself when you live in that space to really kind of minimalist living. So that's a tour of where I was living. What do you think? Would you pay that? It is a great location. I was near some amazing, for example, green parks. I could go for a run in like down to Regent's Park and things like that. So yeah, it's a great space. And I've got some great memories there, but certainly ready for this new chapter, which I will be telling you all about. Thanks very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.